Yo, what's going on, guys? So runes can be a pain in the butt to acquire, to level up. We're gonna cut right through that in this video. We're gonna make it so super easy and so super simple for you guys to grind them out to get the level. And I'm gonna show you how I've been doing it without running tier 5 trials, without all the nonsense. But before we get into that, make sure you guys drop a sub. We are doing a 1K sub giveaway. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you guys drop a sub. We want to give back to you guys. And at 1K, we are going to be doing a 1K sub giveaway. But let's jump straight into it. So before we get into the actual method, just to show you guys that I know what I'm talking about, each of my runes are in the 20s to 30s right now, even though I'm starting to get into the upper 40s when it comes to rune drops. Not the ones that I personally would be running, but these are the ones that I am using right now. So we have some 40s, we have some high 20s. I haven't been really going to support, but as you can see, the ones that we want, well, they're not like in the 10s, so it does work. And if we come over to the trials, just so you can see that I quite literally haven't done anything when it comes to trials. I've only done the tier 1s on both my main and my ult, and I'm still able to get a ton of runes, level up my runes, and all that good stuff. So then, how do we go about acquiring runes in mass? Well, the best way to do this, quite obviously, is going to be doing your weekly missions. Now, I said you don't really need to do trials. Technically you do, but they're only tier 1s. And a lot of people, they get scared when it comes to trials because they hear, oh, new mechanics, yada, yada, yada. You only start getting new mechanics at T2 and above. T1, it's the exact same as a normal co-op T2 dungeon. So if I wanted to run Valley of Slaughter at T1 trial, it's going to be the same as normal Valley of Slaughter. So if you just run the T1s, you'll be able to get these weekly missions completely done. And you'll be able to get 150 runes every single week just by doing it this way. Another fantastic way to go about it is running your open world dungeons. Now, they recently added this maybe a few weeks ago, where if you go into your open world dungeons, they will now drop new loot, i.e. runes, and they do drop quite frequently. Now, you won't get a lot of blues. A lot of it will be just normal 1 to 20 runes, the gray ones, a couple greens, and then a couple blues. But it's still going to level up your runes. It's still going to allow you to get the right runes that you need. It's great. Now, there are some other little ways to get runes, like open world bosses, your field bosses. These drop these little bags that have 4 runes in them. Again, this is not going to be a great way to go about it, but it allows you to do it. I'm pretty sure events do the same now. Don't quote me on it, but yes, I'm pretty sure events do the same. If you guys just show up to these, you'll get a few runes here and there, but it's not going to be the main way you want to go about it. There is a little trick that I want to share with you, but this, you can get some, but I wouldn't recommend going about it this way. Now, once you've completed all your weekly missions, i.e. running tier 1 on repeat, there's a great way to go about getting the runes that you need. Now, if we go back to my bow, as you can see, I have a chaos now. As you know, I don't run tier 5s. So then, how the heck did you get a chaos rune, Toxic? Well, I'm glad you asked. If we come over to this beautiful thing called the material transmutation, you can put in runes to get runes in as well. So you pump in the runes that you don't need into this machine, and you're able to get other runes. And right here, again, it's not a high chance. It has happened. I have gotten one. You can get a chaos rune. You can also get your other rare runes from this. This is a great way to go about it. Now, this, I wouldn't say is the best way to get levels, but it's a great way to get the right runes that you need. Now, you also get these fragments, and this is sort of where the trick comes into play. So you're going to, number one, pump in the runes that you don't need. You're going to get these different selection chests. I shouldn't say selection chests. The rare rune chest is basically random. And you're basically going to keep doing this over and over and over again. Now, every time you get to do a pull for this, you're going to get these rune fragments. Now, this is where the cyclical thing comes about. You're going to take those rune fragments and all the runes that you get, keep pumping them in, keep getting runes fragments in return. Then you're going to come over to the vendors in Stoneguard, And if we take a look, we come down over here, you have these rune chance chests. You're gonna start making these. Now these are expensive as heck, but thankfully you don't get too many fragments all at once. But you're gonna take the ones that you pump into the materials transmutation, you're gonna put them into here, and you're gonna take the ones that you get from here, put it back in. It's basically like a cycle. This will allow you to get a ton of runes to level up and a ton of runes that you will use yourself, and just keep cycling them out, keep transmutating them, keep upgrading. It's so cyclical, it's not even funny. It basically feeds into itself. The higher the level, the more points you get to put in, the more points you get to put in, the more runes you get back, yada yada yada. And the final thing I would like to talk about is specifically tier 5 and above. Now, I'm personally not going to run them. I don't really care to run them. I've already calculated that this method will get me to level 60 runes by the time the T2 stuff comes out. But here's the important things. You don't also need to run tier 2 right or tier 5 right now, but what I will say is once tier 2 gear comes out, that is when you're going to be wanting to run tier 5. Not because the mechanics are going to be easier, but the gear that you get will make it so that the mechanics sort of become less and less important. So I'm going to use this as an example. If we come take a look at the dimensional circle, if you look at the tier 1s, when they first came out, I know a few people were really annoyed with them, myself included. I basically only ran a couple of them. I think I only ran Cave of Destruction, Temple of Slaughter, and then Death's Abyss. I did know how to do Tyrant's Isle and Cursed and Butchers. I just didn't want to because it was annoying to me. Then tier 2 came out. Tier 2 was annoying. I didn't like Carmine. I didn't like Void. I loved Valley and Island of Terror. Those were my favorites, but I hated them. Eventually, I got around to doing them, and the same goes for Torture Chamber of Screams. But then tier 1, every single one of them became super, super easy. I didn't mind going into them because I had the gear, all that good stuff. It became super easy. Now that Trials are out, I don't want to do Trials because they're annoying, but tier 2 is extraordinarily easy. And it's going to keep going like this. Like the new stuff is going to be really, really annoying, but then the old stuff is going to be way, way easier. So when we get like tier 2 gear, the tier 2 dungeons are going to feel like tier 1s. You could basically just skip past everything. I don't know if anybody's run tier 1s in a while, but tier 1s, you see a lot of groups just running past mobs because it's like, oh, this is a joke now. That's going to be the same thing. Once we get tier 2 gear, we're going to come back to the dimensional trials and we're going to just crank out tier 5 because it's going to be extraordinarily easy. Now, again, like I said, the mechanics aren't going to change, but every time you increase your gear becomes stronger. It basically dummy proofs mechanics. So you can just basically tank mechanics. You can basically just out DPS mechanics. It's going to be the same way. So you don't need to run tier 5 right now, but once tier 2 gear comes out, I highly recommend you do it. So that's just gonna about do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I try to make my videos so that casuals and casual friendly people are able to still keep up with the content just in their own way, you know? I know the majority of players, they don't tend to play as much as the rest of us. They still want to be involved. And quite frankly, I enjoy casuals. They prop up games, they keep the numbers there, and they make for a healthy game. So that's why I do what I do, and I hope you guys enjoy. Again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And remember, we are doing that 1K sub giveaway, so make sure you guys drop a sub if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful at all. Let me know with your voices and with your clicks. But that's just gonna about do it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope each and every one of you guys has a wonderful day, and as always, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.